when you log in through Canvas and you go to Cbte 180 Microsoft Office, this is the home page. So if you haven't gotten started, you're going to click on modules here. And when you click on modules, it'll take you to the getting started module. So you'll notice you want to start with the materials required for this class, obviously. And for this class, we're going to be using Cengage in terms of the platform for your assignments and so on. Okay, it does cost $119, but you're getting Cengage Unlimited, which allows you to use it for this course or any other course. As a matter of fact, I'm using it for this course, and I'm also using it for Cbte 140, beginning Excel. So you may have other courses that you may be able to access. You'd be able to use it for those courses also. So what I would suggest, read through this. Know that you can get it for 2 weeks for free. Make sure you go to this link right here, and that'll give you an overview on how to log in and how to register in Cengage. You can just click on here in the video.
Hey, looking to register and to access course materials?
Make sure your browser allows pop-ups, or you won't be able to access your course materials.
And so on. So make sure you go through that, okay, by clicking on this link. Now I'm going to go back to the modules page. To do that, I'm going to click on modules. I'm not going to click on pages, or I could click up here, but it'll just basically, you can just access it now through here. So make sure you go on to the syllabus before you take the orientation quiz. You're going to take an orientation quiz. It's a very simple quiz, 10 questions only. It's just to see if you read through the syllabus and so on. So yeah, make sure you read through the syllabus. Make sure you understand how to contact me, which basically you're going to use the inbox. Don't email me through campus course, through my campus email, because a lot of times your email will be put into the junk box. Also make sure that besides getting Cengage, that you also, if you don't have Microsoft Office, that you get Microsoft Office. You can get it through College Buys and much cheaper than if you were to go directly to other vendors through getting Microsoft Office. All right. If you have a Mac, make sure you read through this. Okay. You can use a Mac, but it's going to be very limited in terms. It's going to look different and so on. So I would suggest that if you have a Mac, you can use another software called Parallel that will allow you to run Windows on your Mac, and then you'll have to buy also Microsoft Office, and then you'll be able to run Microsoft Office in that Windows environment, but using your Mac. All right, make sure you go through the course policies and so on about the late assignments, read through that. Check your hardware, but most hardwares you'll be able to run Windows and Cengage and all that kind of stuff. But mainly that's to run Microsoft Office. Okay, and here's the point system, some student support service numbers and so on that you might want to look at. Okay, so going back to the modules, and then you're going to take the orientation quiz after you've gone through these two. Here's another link to the to getting Microsoft Office. As I said before, you can get it much cheaper. It depends on the prices, but it varies. Right now I think it's actually about $65 for it. So let's go back to modules. Again, make sure you go to the College Buys Foundation. Let's go back to the modules here. Make sure to go to the Connecticut guidelines, just in terms of just posting stuff on the discussion, email in, and so on. If you have some kind of problem with Cengage, just technical issues mostly, not about your assignment and stuff like that, but more technical issues, you can call this number or if you have technical problems with Canvas, which is this platform we're on, then you can call that number also. Okay. Now, in terms of getting access to Cengage, what will happen? You can click on this link right here, and then you'll click on here, and you'll notice that I will be able to. I'm already logged in, so I will go to the platform. It'll come to this the platform itself, and this is the Mindtap, as you can see. But let me get out of here for a second. And if you haven't paid for Cengage, and let me go into student view right now. So this is the view that you guys would have. You'll notice there's some links are hidden and so on. Again, if I click here and I click on this link, which is to access Cengage, it'll ask me to log in. If you already have an account with Cengage, then you just use that email, your password, and you'll be right into Cengage, and it'll take you to your assignments for this particular course. Okay, or you may need to create an account. In terms of going through that, it's just doing it correctly, as I pointed out before. When you click on materials, go to the training right here. Okay, and it'll show you how to go through that process. All right, going back to modules. So again, this will bring you to the book itself, and on here, if I click here, it'll ask me to log in. So I'll leave student view at this point. I want to point some things out to you here. So using Mindtap, or introduction to Mindtap. So click on that, and again, now I've logged in. And this is important because it's going to give you an overview of creating a Cengage account, getting started with Mindtap. More important, getting started with Mindtap. Okay, and this is what I want you guys to go through before, and so you get a better idea of the learning path, some of the apps that are available to you, and so on. And I'll quickly go over that pretty soon. So this is what it would look like, and that's what that tutorial is about. Okay, but most important, to look at your progress, you're going to click on down at the bottom here, and then you're going to click on Gradebook. I'm not going to click on Gradebook, but it will because it'll show other students' grades and so on. But basically, when you finish an assignment, you can click on that grade, and you get more specific information in terms of what you might have gotten wrong. Okay. And the tutorial that I mentioned before will help you through that. All right, just going back over here to modules. Once you, again, are logged in to Cengage, you'll be able to download the student files. So make sure you click on Download Student Files, and it'll bring you to that page where you'll have the different files that you'll need to access. And on there, you're just going to, you can download them all at one time, or you can, just basically as you need them. So if you need a Word, Word data modules 1 through 3, you can just do that, and you'll get access to it. You'll download a zip file, and then you will need to go to Word data modules 4 through 7, download some of that. PowerPoint, Excel, Access, integration, and so on. Okay, so and then you'll be using those more in the tutorials that you'll need to go through. So, for example, as I scroll down, and by the way, make sure you go through these 3 links right here for sure, or actually through these before you get started. You don't have to do the Windows 10 file management and some of the stuff, but if you're unfamiliar with that, it may be helpful for you to go through that. Okay, So anyway, going down to here. So this is accessing your ebook. So when you click on that, it'll bring you to the ebook. So those first two links for each module will be more in terms of learning your book. So most of the time, it'll bring you to this page, right? And then it'll come to. I've already clicked on that page. That's why it brought me directly to this page. But as you can see, it's you're going to go through here. Do make sure you go through each of the instructions. So make sure you go through the instructions, read it, and so on. Go on to the next page, follow the instructions. And on these particular lessons, that's where you're going to use some of those files that you needed to download. Okay? All right. So that's, again, the ebook. Then there's like videos that you may want to go through. And it's a repeat of what you've gone through, if you have gone through the book, but it may be another way that you can, another learning method that you can use to maybe understand a little bit better what you need to do. So if you click up here, you'll see that you have all the different topics that would be covered in that first module. They're very short. But also keep in mind that if you can just observe, practice, or apply. So if you click on that.
When you want to remove text, such as a character, word, sentence, or...
As you can see, there's an overview, and it'll explain to you, it'll go through the process, it'll actually do it for you, in terms of just observing, and then you can switch over to practice and then start doing it if you want to. So it's a simulation of Microsoft Word, as you can see. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and close that out. So again, those are the first two. Now if you click here, you'll notice it shows you when it's due and how many points. They're all going to be 100 points. But this is where you start doing your project. And it's, you're going to be submitting this particular assignment. So if you click on here, it will bring you to the project page. And then and as you'll notice, it allows you 3 submissions, okay, in terms of the project itself. And it tells you how many submissions there are. So here's your instructional file. So you're going to click and download that. It's as you can see, it's a Word file. And then this is going to be your start file, which you're going to change the name. You'll notice it starts _1, and you're going to name it _2. And then you're going to click and drag it here. Make sure you click save, and then upload the file, and then it'll be graded. All right. But again, you'll need to download these particular files and the support. You'll also need to download the support files and so on if the assignment calls for a support file. Not all of them will do that. Okay. So, actually, let me just click on modules. And then you're going to be taking the exam. You're going to click on the exam. So basically, this will be the pattern that you will be doing throughout. Keep in mind that when you take the exam, you have 3 chances to submit the answer. So if after the 3rd one, if you get it wrong, then it'll be marked wrong. All right, so that's it. As you can see, you will be doing Word, Excel, Access, PowerPoint, and the integration of Excel and PowerPoint, and so on. And then integrating Word, Excel, Access, and PowerPoint.